The Packers' 2003 season ended with a devastating defeat. The loss cut short the Packers' championship run, but not the connections that were made on the journey along the way. By mid-season, the Packers appeared fated for disaster. Their record was 4-5, and their leader had a broken right thumb. But Brett Favre leaned on his teammates, played through the pain, and the Packers went on a tear. Their young receivers soared to new heights. Running back Ahman Green became an unstoppable force.
Come on, give us a chance now, defense!
And when the defense arrived, the team had fallen into place.
I don't know if we're the most talented team out there, but I find it hard-pressed to find a team that cares about one another as much as they do.
That bond was tested when their leader with a broken thumb was dealt a broken heart. His father, the man who taught him not just football, but how to be tough, had passed away.
If you get hurt, you crawl off the field. When you can't crawl off the field, I'll come get you.
One day after his father's death, with his teammates by his side, Brett played the game of his life.
Javon Walker on another sensational adjustment.
Brett Favre is on fire tonight.
Wesley Walls with a sensational diving grab.
I have never seen a team come together like we did.
I'm numb, to be honest with you. I mean, something's going on here.
The Packers' good fortune continued, but a playoff spot seemed an impossible dream. For the sun not to set on the Packers' season, they needed one last heavenly gift, an epic comeback from the league's worst team in a game 2,000 miles away.
This is it, the season for the Packers on the line. Into the end zone, McCown's pass. He got it! Did he get in the end zone? Yes! That is the biggest miracle of the Packers sideline. He runs.
Been around people who've lost a family member or lost someone close to them, and they say the person's there watching. I didn't really believe in that, but we better start believing in something.
Remember also the strength of this team is family on this team, and how close you guys are. And we play with each other, for each other, by each other.
In 2003 marked the rebirth of a legend. Thanks to the efforts of team executives Bob Hartman and John Jones, Lambeau Field was redeveloped and transformed into a year-round attraction. Refurbished Lambeau was a beautiful success, but the home opener was an ugly failure. Favre threw 4 interceptions, and the Packers were upended by Minnesota. Green Bay would spend the rest of the season chasing the first-place Vikings in the NFC North standings. The dark cloud that hung over the start of the season lifted in Week 2.
Green probes the right side, breaks there, 40, 45, 50, off to the races, 65 yards of Ahman Green.
Green scored on the second play from scrimmage and finished with 160 yards. The Packers' defense did not allow a touchdown and forced 3 interceptions.
Al Harris down the right sideline to the 20. He's going all the way. Touchdown to the north end zone.
The convincing victory seemed to signal good times ahead. But 1 week later, the Packers trailed the lowly Cardinals by 7 with 10 seconds left.
Favre over the middle of the end zone, intercepted by Dexter Jackson. Ball game over.
The loss dropped the Packers to 1-2. The team bounced back in Week 4, helped again by an early boost from Green.
Green picks his hole, breaks through. 45, 50, down the left sideline to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. He may go. He will. Touchdown. Ahman Green. 60 yards and the Packers break on top.
Green's 2 first-quarter scores gave the Packers an early lead, and Favre's 3 touchdown passes put the Bears away.
Favre Favre straight back to throw. Pops it over the middle. Henderson wide open. 5, end zone, touchdown!
The Packers showed no signs of growing pains when they faced their old father figure. In the only previous meeting against Mike Holmgren, Favre had one of the worst games of his career. This time, he had one of the best.
Outside driver there. Leaping round. Breaks a tackle. End zone. Touchdown! Oh, the execution was sensational for the Green Bay offense.
Favre was determined to get back into the end zone, even if it meant following behind running back Tony Fisher.
Fisher on the left side, slip to the center of the 5 of the end zone. Touchdown! Oh, what a run by Tony Fisher!
But again, jubilation quickly gave way to despair. Favre watched as opposing quarterbacks celebrated late-game heroics in the Packers' next 2 home games.
10, 5, touchdown! The Chiefs win it in overtime. Pump fakes left. Now throws the left side of the end zone. Pinkston makes the catch. Touchdown.
The end of this game was enough to make him want to throw up.
The Packers were fading. So was Favre's health, due to a broken thumb on his throwing hand. The Packers headed to Minnesota, a place where they always struggled, 3 games behind the Vikings. They desperately needed a victory, and for Favre to lead the way. He delivered, throwing 3 touchdowns, 2 to Javon Walker.
He's got Walker juking by the defender of the 5 of the end zone. Oh, what a move by Javon Walker. Favre takes the snap back to throw. Drills the middle. Walker makes the catch. Touchdown!
Ryan Longwell, en route to breaking Don Hutson's team record for most points in a career, kicked his 3rd field goal to seal the win. After conquering the Metrodome, the Packers confronted their demons at Raymond James Stadium. The Packers were winless in 5 trips here. In their last loss, Warren Sapp's unnecessary hit ended Chad Clifton's season and nearly his career. The Packers didn't want revenge, just a win. Drawing from Clifton's strength, they overpowered the Bucs.
Snap to Favre, shotgun, shovel pass Fisher. He's up the middle of the end zone for the touchdown!
They get me in the double and he's just blocking me and just doing that. I mean, I'm trying to fight out with him.
Tampa Bay's blockers were unable to slow down Packers defensive end Kabir Bajabiamila.
They know they can't rob. Keep freaking going, break their freaking wheel. You understand?
The vastly improved special teams unit kept up the Packers' desire to play physical. The offense featured punishing runs by Najee Davenport.
Hey, run over that straight ahead. That can't tackle you. Don't give him the easy way.
Late in the 3rd quarter, the Bucs' swagger returned. With the game tied at 13, the Packers were pinned back to their own 2-yard line. The Bucs had gone an NFL record 69 straight games with a sack, but they were still looking for their first of the night. Now would be the opportune time to extend the streak. But the sack never came. Favre passed the Packers out of trouble, and Green Bay mounted one of the great drives in franchise history.
Toss Davenport sweeping right. He cuts it back. He's got running over the 40, 45, cutting up to the 50. He's to the 40 and down to the 35-yard line. Najee Davenport pops a big one.
On 4th and 1 from the Bucs 16, Davenport got the call again and gained 5 yards.
Boy, has this been a bloody-your-nose drive, huh?
17 plays, Larry. 17th play coming up right here. First and goal to the 1-yard line. No mistakes, boys. Just pounded at him. Come on, Green to the end zone for the touchdown. 98.5-yard drive.
It's time on that clock. We got to bring the bear down. We got to finish stronger than where we started. Boss, hey, we got to finish stronger.
The defense responded as the Bucs failed to gain a first down on their final 3 possessions.
Sharper with the interception, and there is the dagger right through the the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Great job tonight. I'm so proud of how you guys hung in there, not only in this game, but to this game, and how we battled. It was personal, guys, and that's what you have to do. Winning is personal. You want something bad enough, you really want it bad enough, you can feel it, it gets personal. You don't need motivation outside. The only motivation you need is a Green Bay Packer who lines up and play week in and week out to win a football game. That's the only motivation we need. Call him up, Cliffy, let's go. 1, 2, 3, Packers!
Blind from glaucoma, 14-year-old Quinn Habrel dreamt of being seen one day singing the national anthem at a Packers game. On November 23rd, the team had an opening.
Hey, that was a great job. My name is Mike Sherman. I'm the head coach. That was a great job.
Mike Sherman?
Yeah, you did a great job.
It's an honor to meet you.
It's an honor to meet you and what you did. These guys are all excited about what you just sang. Thank you very much.
Go Pack.
All right, buddy. We will.
Favre and the Packers followed with an inspired performance of their own.
Favre lofts it down left side. Got a man out there. Walker makes the catch down the sideline. He's going all the way. Touchdown, Green Bay!
Yeah! Great job, Brent. Great job. Yeah.
I tell you what, this Brett Favre fella, I mean, 49ers are thinking he can't get over the top with that bum thumb. He did it right there.
Probably the best ball I've seen him throw.
The ball came right over the shoulder, huh? That was a sweet ass catch.
Favre continued to benefit from great receiver play.
Oh, wait, Fergie. Everybody knows that guy. Hey, it's you, Ferg. Every play you make a play.
For the third time in 4 weeks, the Packers surpassed 240 yards rushing. Green would later shatter Jim Taylor's 41-year-old mark for most rushing yards by a Packer in a season with 1,883.
And we got to get it done with this group right here. We got to get the ball back.
The Packers defense allowed a season-low 192 yards and registered 4 sacks.
Yeah, that's you. Great series, baby. Yeah. Hey, that's you, baby. Ain't no stopping us today. Come on.
In the second half, 3 outstanding plays by safety Antoine Edwards preserved the win.
Watch the shot. Watch the shot.
Bertay back to throw under a blitz. Throws the left side. Intercepted. Antoine Edwards.
Yeah. Hey, great job. Great job. Our team is coming together. Defense talked to you guys last night about how we've grown and how we keep getting better, how you're not playing like 11 guys, you're playing like one defense. You did that today. Remember that, because that's going to carry us the rest of the way as we continue through the season.
The midseason acquisition of Grady Jackson helped accelerate the defense's progress. Against the Bears, the game turned on a play by cornerback Mike McKenzie.
Stewart back to throw. Guns the right side. Intercepted. Mike McKenzie. Left tackle. May go all the way.
McKenzie being punched down by Cordell Stewart. He can't get him.
McKenzie into the clear. McKenzie to the 20. To the 15. To the 10. Touchdown. 90 yards.
The Packers scored 34 unanswered points after trailing 14-0 early. The victory lifted Green Bay to within 1 game of the Vikings. The Packers were becoming a family, and against San Diego, they would need contributions from every member. Down 21-17 in the fourth quarter, Favre threw 3 touchdown passes and another comeback win. Robert Ferguson was on the receiving end of 2 Favre-scoring throws and his ensuing celebrations.
There's a lot of heroes in this ball game. I can't even begin to talk about all the contributions different people made. And we have a war hero right here. His name is Jason. He's a Marine. He was over in Iraq. He's from Ashland, Wisconsin. He came here to watch us. Come on out here. Yeah.
1 week after welcoming a hero to the Packer family, another was lost. Irvin Favre coached Brett from when he took his first steps to his days as quarterback for Hancock North Central High. Irvin died of a heart attack 1 day before the Packers game with the Raiders. Brett honored his father by playing. The team honored Brett by giving him a game he'd cherish. Inspired by the memory of his father and lifted by the play of his teammates, Favre threw for a career-best 311 yards in the first half.
Guns the left side of the end zone, and it's diving grab caught in the corner of the end zone. Bootlegs right, throws the right side of the end zone. Got Walker, touchdown!
America's most well-known number 4 is thrown for 4 touchdown passes in one half of play.
In a performance that transcended the game, Favre also made history, overtaking Fran Tarkenton for second all-time in career touchdown passes.
I knew my dad would want me to play, and I didn't expect this type of performance, but I know he was watching tonight.
Before the season finale, Favre reflected on the past week. While the Packers pondered their slim playoff chances, they needed to win their game and for the Vikings to lose theirs to the 3-12 Cardinals. They got an early sign. This may be their lucky day.
Sidearms right side, and it's touchdown!
That is the first play, game 16, where something crazy happened and it worked out in Green Bay's favor.
Green broke 3 more team records on a run that broke open the game.
He's gone! He's gone! He will go all the way!
Longest run in franchise history, 98 yards. Most rushing yards in a game, 218. And most touchdowns in a season, 20. With the Packers in command, the focus shifted to Arizona. The Vikings led 17-6 with less than 2 minutes left. A 4th down fling cut the Vikings' lead to 5, while the Packers finished off the Broncos.
Gets past Medis, juggles it, picks it up at the 5, and then is ridden down into the end zone. Following a safety, and a fumble, and recovered by Green Bay.
After a string of unlikely events, the Cardinals pulled off the most improbable of them all.
And the Cardinals have it in the 42. And the Cards have a chance. And they're winding it down in Arizona. This is last gasp, 4th and 24. And here we go. This is it, the season for the Packers on the line. Into the end zone, McCown's pass. He got it! Did he get it? End zone. Yes! It's a touchdown on the final play of the game in Arizona. That is the biggest miracle of the Packers sideline erupts. The Green Bay Packers, for the second consecutive season, are the NFC North Division champions.
The Packers had completed a remarkable journey. It took until the final play of the final game and exhausted every ounce of emotion. But they had finally caught the Minnesota Vikings.
Listen up, man. Listen up. Listen up. Good news and bad news. Good news. NFC North Division champs. The bad news. There is none.
Late season heroics is fast becoming the Packers' trademark. Under Mike Sherman, the Packers have a 17-2 regular season record in December and January. All 4 years, the team finished with a winning record. A new challenge and an old nemesis arrived for the playoffs. Sherman faced the man who brought him to Green Bay and coached his quarterback to 3 league MVP awards. Holmgren Seahawks crowded the line of scrimmage, leaving receivers open downfield.
They're coming so fast at foot the run that we're going to get a guy on the deep post.
Favre pumps short, now throws it over the middle to the end zone. Touchdown! Bubba Fett!
What a great catch. Great throw. That's tough with the wind, too. Hey, we got to be able to run the football. We got to be able to get that going.
What we got to do is block. That's what we got to do. Tighten down our chin strap and get after the ass.
Down 20-13 in the 4th quarter, Sherman faced a big decision.
Good, go. Go. Offense!
Green left side. He's hit, breaks the tackle, reaches goal line, got a first and goal.
Good call.
right there. I thought he was stopped in the back there. The kid's fucking amazing. That kid is an amazing player.
After Green's hard-fought first down, a wounded but determined offensive line paved the way for 2 easy scores.
Favre takes, give Green slanting right, turn to the end zone, and he's got it! I formation backfield for the lead, give Green right side of the end zone, touchdown!
But the Seahawks came back to tie the game in the final minute of regulation and were a confident group heading into overtime.
Gonna get a turnover here, boys. Gonna get a turnover. Let's go, baby. We're gonna win it right here. Win it right here. Come on.
With the Seahawks on the march, the season appeared over. But the Packers did what they had done all year. When faced with adversity, they overcame it.
Hasselbeck maybe changing the play at the line. Takes the snap, short drop, quick throw, left side, intercepted. Right side, going down the right side, to the end zone. It is out. Touchdown. Dagger. Yeah. Dreadlocks in his way. Al Harris, 56 yards to a game-winning touchdown.
Take note of what happened this season. Take note what happened and how you guys battled back. You can't get out of a hole unless you have a bunch of winners, and we were in a hole, but you climbed yourself back. It happened because of the guys in this locker room right here, the type of people that you are. You don't have winners in here, you don't win out there, man.
Strength of this team is what? The family on this team and how close you guys are. And we play with each other, for each other, by each other. That's our strength.
Take my hat off to you guys. Great job.
Bring it up! Believe on 3, 1, 2, 3.
This NFL Films production has been brought to you by the National Football League. The NFL is online at www.nfl.com.